Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here, and today, just in case you've missed it from the recent TGS news, we're going to talk about Dragons Dogma 2.
NANI?!
I'm joking, it's not Dragons Dogma 2, I'm sorry. This is actually a new action RPG called Arise of Awakener, but it does look, in fact it is, heavily inspired by Dragons Dogma, and if I hadn't have told you otherwise, you would be forgiven for thinking that maybe it was the sequel to Dragons Dogma, because there is definitely a lot of potential parallels in at least the look, the feel, the combat, kind of just the whole vibe of the game. So while it is not Dragons Dogma 2, I apologise again for the intro. This game was announced recently at TGS, looks really interesting, so I want to talk about it today, talk about what we currently know, go over some of the gameplay, and just in general give you guys a chance to learn about the game. So if you do enjoy it, a like would be super appreciated. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think of this, let me know if you guys are Dragons Dogma fans. I do genuinely wish we could get a Dragons Dogma 2, but for the time being, this will have to do. And of course, if you guys have been enjoying the videos recently, you're enjoying the range of content we're doing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It of course allows you to stay up to date with all of our latest videos. But Arise of Awakener, what do we know so far? So again, as mentioned, this is a brand new action RPG. It was announced by Gamera Game, and it's a medieval game set in a fantasy world inspired by Dragons Dogma. And this is slated to launch on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 and PC in 2023. So it is admittedly a little further away, hence the sort of work in progress gameplay footage. It does look really nice, there is definitely some sort of very pretty looking stuff, but there are also some parts that look a little bit janky, because of course it is a work in progress. But regardless, I'm still pretty interested. The official description for the game says Arise of Awakener is a single player open map action role playing game set in a fantasy world based upon medieval Europe. In this world, players will ride dragons. Not entirely sure which medieval Europe you took your references from, because I've never seen a dragon, but anyway, you'll ride dragons, command airships, and partake in engaging combat encounters against a collection of fantastical creatures as they take on the role of an adventurer and embark on a path of revenge and redemption. Now, the game itself allows you to choose between 3 playable characters, a warrior, an archer, and a mage. I will say, it says 3. In the gameplay, there's definitely some additional sort of characters that look remarkably like, say, an assassin. There's also someone wielding some sort of spear-like glaive. So maybe it's like, say, Dragons Dogma in that you have like the primary class and then you can sort of divert that into like a subclass. Or maybe the assassin is just like a mage with daggers. Or maybe it's just the archer, because again, archers could often kind of go down the thief or the assassin route. Again, you know, we don't really know. All we do know is they've said that you can choose from a warrior, an archer, and a mage. You'll then be faced with fast-paced hack and slash style combat against all kinds of foes. And of course, some of the enemies look pretty cool. We see them fighting a dragon. We see them climbing on the top of this big sort of troll-like enemy, which is again very sort of reminiscent of climbing on enemies in Dragons Dogma. That's one of the things that I just loved the most. It was just so cool the first time you got to do that. But they said in addition to this, players will also be able to command dragons and ride them, and you can even ride giant airships. We of course see that shown at the end of the trailer. They did of course say that the footage shown above is again early development footage, and it is subject to change once the game fully releases. Again, they also mentioned that when you are commanding airships and of course flying your dragons, you can do combat too, and we of course even see the characters riding around on horseback on the ground and drawing a sword. We don't actually get to see the horseback combat, but the fact that you're drawing a sword whilst on horseback does of course imply there is probably going to be some horseback combat as well. They said the main goal of the adventurer that sets out on the quest against the impossible odds is to become the Awakened One. Quite what the Awakened One will do or why it's such a coveted rank, then they said that kind of details in this they are sort of keeping close to their chest. Basically, they don't want to tell us the story just yet. They said on top of this, players will be able to find towns and explore them. You'll be able to loot chests, resources to collect. We of course see them mining, so whether that factors into like a crafting system or whether it's like something else entirely, again, we'll have to wait and see. And they said there's much more. But for the time being, that's kind of all we have. Honestly, from the gameplay, I really like the look of it. Again, yes, it is sort of early development. Some things aren't super smooth. There's a lot of sort of slow motion action, which is probably kind of there to sort of show off some really cool moves. I kind of like the slow motion stuff, although it was done quite a lot in the trailer, so quite how that actually factors into combat. It's quite difficult to sort of gauge when you see these early videos, because of course they're showing you specific things they want you to see. You don't necessarily know what like the moment-to-moment gameplay flow looks like. But either way, as somebody that played Dragons Dogma, as somebody that likes these kinds of games, I am interested. It's obviously a couple of years away, so we can't get too excited. Things could of course change, but regardless, it looks kind of cool and I want to play it. So as and when we do find out more information about this game, I will keep you guys posted. I'll let you guys know. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But for the time being, that is what we currently have on Arise of Awakener. If you want to catch more from us at HyperX Gaming, don't forget you can catch the guys TwoSixNine and Paradise Central streaming over on Twitch weekdays, playing a variety of games. If you guys want to jump in, tune in, watch, and even join in, then make sure you check them out. The links to those are in the description box down below, and of course you can join the Discord to get involved in all of the discussions.